like a boat lost at sea with no sails, not a breeze. I am drifting cold waters, no star to be seen.
Stray Gods is a choice-based video game with an amazing cast of characters. It is a musical using Greek mythology wrapped around a murder mystery. It came out back in August of 2023. It was developed by Summerfall Studios, an indie studio based in Malibu, Australia. The game is published by Humble Games. It has a 2D art style with some bits of 3D, with its staging and its animation is more animatic, which gives it more of a motion comic style. We play Grace, a college dropout who's currently holding auditions in the community auditorium along with Kaz and Brian and her best friend Freddie to add a new member to their band, Edge of Elysium. After a few hours, the auditions wrap up and Grace stays in the auditorium to close it up. While she's performing to herself, a mysterious woman enters to listen. She eventually introduces herself as Calliope and then adds to the performance. They then part ways and Grace heads back to her apartment. Moments later, Grace hears a knock at the door. She opens it, it's Calliope, covered in blood. She collapses into Grace's arms, and this is where our mystery begins. Stray Gods had a lot of talented people working on it, like David Gator, who was the lead writer and he was the creator of Dragon Age, and Austin Wintory, who was the composer for the game and worked on video games such as Journey. It also had a very talented voice cast, from Laura Bailey to Troy Baker to Mary Elizabeth Glynn, Felicia Day, Ashley Johnson, just to name a few. So how about the game itself? What's the gameplay? How does the choices you make affect the story? Well, let's get into it. During normal dialogue, you're presented with 3 choices. We have Clever. This is Grace being more witty and sneaky to quickly think of a way out of a problem. Then you have Kick-Ass. This is Grace being more reckless and more in your face. And finally, you have Charming. This is Grace being more charismatic and trying to do the right thing. Sometimes there are some dialogue options that are grayed out. They are related to the trait that you didn't choose at the beginning of the game. But once you reach about the halfway point, you get to choose an additional trait. Let's not forget that this game's a musical and these same dialogue options appear during those musical sections. This is where I would say those choices are a lot more interesting as they actually change the way the songs go. You can have one playthrough when the song's chorus can go like this.
Just leave me alone, lost in a moment, lost in a song.
Or like this.
Everybody. Who gives a damn about your suffering? Everybody. Who wants to see you be yourself again? Everybody. Who feels your pain in case you're wondering? Everybody. You got the time, but it's the stuttering. Everybody wants to see you fall in love.
This makes each playthrough a bit more unique and adds a bit of replayability to the game itself. Personally, I think every song in this game is amazing and I don't think any of them fall flat, and I generally love listening to the soundtrack, which is split into 4, the Pantheon edition followed by blue, green and red editions, the colour of the 3 traits. Let's talk about romance options. That's right, in this game there's also romance options for you to choose from. First, we've got Freddie, who's Grace's best friend and bandmate, but just so happened to know quite a lot about Greek mythology. Then we have Pan, who helps Grace understand her new idol powers. He's the god of nature, and he has a bit of a trickster side to it. Now we have the god of the sun, Apollo. He's more closed off, but he is still willing to help Grace. And last, we have the goddess Persephone, the queen of the underworld. She's quite cold-hearted, but is still willing to help Grace. As you romance these characters, you get to see a different side to them, and you are rewarded with a song at the end of it. Stray Gods is something I want as many people to experience, especially if you're a lover of musicals, hence why I didn't want to go too in-depth on the story. Stray Gods is available on PC, PlayStation 4 and 5, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One and the Xbox Series X and S. I'd like to thank you for watching the video. If you end up picking up Stray Gods, please let me know in the comments, and if you want to hear me yap more about video games in the future, please subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.